Today I'm stripping and drying olive leaves for olive leaf tea. Very tasty, very therapeutic. I've already got one tray in the dehydrator doing its thing, and I'm going to put in 2 or 3 more trays because I've just been trimming the olive trees and it's such a shame to see all these lovely leaves going to waste. Here's me drinking a cup of olive leaf tea while I make olive leaf tea. Loving it. And now it's time to show you my solar dehydrator. The solar dehydrator is made out of the insulated panelling that I build my cabins and trailers and things out of, offcuts. And in here we've got shelves that are loaded up with olive leaves, dry, plenty of room for more produce to go in here. These are the fans that drive it. There's loads of hot air piling out of there. Now where does the hot air come from? The hot air comes from this unit up here. It's a solar dehydrator. Gets up to about 60 or 65 degrees Celsius. What happens is the air gets pulled in through the back, through this mesh, and gets passed through a lot more mesh under glass. We've got this black painted wavy mesh all the way along here in multiple layers, and the air is getting passed over that, heating up. Comes down through this tube into the plenum box here where the fans are, and then the fans pull the air down and it comes down here over this heater if that's required during the winter, just for emergencies, and it goes underneath the divider and the air comes back up through all of the produce to be dried and escapes out of this little hole here. Magnetic refrigerator door strip all the way around to seal it, and a couple of little bungee straps top and bottom. Right. These went in at 2 o'clock this afternoon. It's now 6 o'clock in the evening. When I put them in, it was a pile this high. They started to get a little crunchy. As I handle them, I'll go through and break out any little leftover pieces of twig. When you're making dried herbs for teas or medicinal use, you go through it many times, and so it gives you a chance to just weed out the little twigs like this that you will find in here at the end of each process, and then as you turn them over, they dry out slowly. You get these little pieces out, everything gets nice and dry, and then you can crunch it up and make it into a tea. So I'll put this back in. This will stay in until probably tomorrow afternoon. I'll get some more trays now and pack these up. See, there's a good example of a piece that was missed. Just strip that and get rid of it. another one. Just grab them at the top, run your fingers down, and you'll peel off all of the leaves down the stalk, and then you're just left with a little tuft at the top. And that tuft at the top is always on really new growth, green tips, so it's very easy to snap off, and it doesn't really matter if you leave a little bit of that in the tip, because hey, it's almost a leaf in itself. It's the growing tip, it's the part of the plant that's full of vital energy. So there we go, that was half a day in the sunshine, dealing to the olives. Here I've got something else I might as well show you. I've got English nettle. I picked that the other day and dried it. English nettle dries very fast. That'll get used in tinctures and salves. That's a little bit of peppermint. This is comfrey, and comfrey is used, it's called bone knit. Comfrey is used as a poultice mainly for any ligament, soft tissue or bone damage. Bone heal is another name they call it, bone knit, bone heal. These ones, this is Artemisia agri, which is wormwood. Big tall plant, and that grew here early on in the summer and got processed really quickly. Wormwood. Why would you take wormwood? Well, as with a lot of herbs, it's in its name. It's for worming you. It's a parasite remover, much the same as ivermectin or fenbendazole. So that is why I've got 2 large bags of it. I'm using this quite a lot myself. What else have I got? I'm sorry, I made a mistake. This is the comfrey. This is mullein. Mullein's a tall plant in its 2nd year. The herbs, the roots, the leaves, they're all usable, and its main use is in alleviating chest problems. It can be used for a dry, hacky chest. It also helps with a phlegmy, wet chest infection. Amazing herb, very well respected. This is the comfrey. You can see how I get them a little confused. The comfrey is bone knit, used as a salve or a poultice for any bruises, bone damage, broken bones, used in salves and ointments. So there you go, that's the herbs I've been doing over the last month or 2, as well as tomatoes. I haven't been drying a lot of the tomatoes. Most of the tomatoes and the fruit off the trees I've been making into chutneys and jams. Good for trading for other things. I'm not eating any sugar, but I still like making preserves. It's always nice to give somebody something if they're a bit nice to you. We'll get these back into the dryer, and by tomorrow evening they should be ready. So there you go, just another little example of how you can achieve so much without spending any money. In fact, if you have a look on eBay or Amazon, you'll find there's people selling olive leaf tea. Perhaps I could turn this into cash.